Welcome students. Now in this session I am going for the very important topic and the name of the topic is called pitot tube. Okay. So we are going to discuss about this particular pitot tube and its operation and the basic numericals one by one we are going to discuss in a detailed manner, my dear students. Okay. Now I am going for the subject of the pitot tube in a detail students. Okay, manner. Okay. Pitot tube. Okay, as I told you that the pitot tube was invented. Okay, it is going to be invented. Okay, by Henry Pitot. The name itself, the scientist name itself only we are going to keep it. Okay, so his name is what? Henry Pitot. He has invented this particular pitot tube. Okay, in the year 1732 to measure the fluid velocity. To measure the fluid velocity, my dear students. Okay, so it is pitot tube is the one of the instrument that is used for the measurement of water, for the measurement of flow, my dear students. Such as the measurement of flow, we are going to take it in air speed. Okay, in racing cars. Okay, so to calculate the air speed and the air force in fighter jets. Okay, to measure the air force in the fighter jets, my dear students. Okay, now this is in industrial applications. How the pitot tube here? I'm going to. This is a pitot tube, how it will be fixed, okay, in the measurement of the flow of the liquid over here. Okay, inside there is a one pressure that is acting, and that pressure is called stagnation pressure or impact pressure. Output pressure itself is called static pressure. Okay, that I'm going to tell you and I will show you in a detailed manner in the next coming slides, my dear students. This is the general pitot tube with the manometer. Very important, my dear students. Here the liquid is flowing in this particular one, and here what I told you, that whatever the pressure I am going to get, this pressure is called impact pressure, or that is called stagnation pressure. Okay, and the pressure that is acting outside. Okay, here what I'm going to tell you, the pressure that is acting, where it is exactly over here. Okay, the pressure that is acting outside is called static pressure. Okay, so the difference between these two pressures are measured. These two pressures are measured with respect to the manometer. Okay, with respect to the using of this particular manometer, my dear students. So finally, in a pitot tube, how many types of pressures are acting? Means one is outside, that is called static pressure, and one is inside, that is called impact pressure, or it is simply we are going to call it as a, okay, stagnation pressure, my dear students. Okay, now I'm going to bring back the equations based upon this one. Okay, here whatever the manometer that is used, the pressure, that is the difference in the pressures itself is the height. Okay, now here I told you that, see, it consists of a cylindrical probe that is going to be inserted in the fluid stream. Okay, see here, this is a cylindrical probe which I have connected over here. This is the general where it is exactly, my dear students. See here, this is a cylindrical probe where we have connected. Okay, this is converting into this particular one is converting, this device is converting the velocity head into the impact pressure, my dear students. Okay, the difference between, I told you that the impact pressure and very important is and the static pressure is the measure of what? Flow rate. Okay, so the difference between the impact pressure and the static pressure is gives the measure of the flow rate, my dear students. Okay, now I am going for the equation. Before going for the equation, this is a general. Okay, how the pitot tube is okay, that has been put over here. Okay, this is the internally pitot tube I put. This is the outside. Okay, inside the pressure here I am going to get what kind of pressure I am going to get here? The stagnation pressure or simply impact pressure. Okay, outside pressure here that is acting is called the static pressure, my dear students. Okay, this is the physical view which I am going to show you for your convenience. Okay, now here I'm going to explain the same concept with respect to the blunt, my dear students. Here I have taken, this is a blunt. Okay, now a blunt object is placed. This is a fluid stream. In this particular fluid stream, it is this blunt is that is placed opposite to the liquid flow. Let the pressures that are acting in this area is P1 and velocity is V1, and the pressures that are acting after this one is P2 and V2. Okay, the effect of blunt object means the effect of the blunt object on the flow of liquid stream. Okay, now how the liquid stream is going to be acting, let me tell you. Okay, now here this is a mathematical expression. As I told you that the pressures at the, that is the upstream side, and the pressures at the downstream side, these are the pressures at the upstream and these are the pressures at the downstream side. See here, the pressures here, the pressures that are going to be at the this see here at the upstream side, and here I'm going to tell you the pressures at where the downstream side. Okay, now with this I'm bringing back the equation, and that equation is P1 by rho 1 plus V1 square by 2G equal to P2, this is P2 by rho 2, okay, divided by rho 2 plus V2 square by 2G. Okay, so at the point of impact, V2 is becoming 0, my dear students. Okay, at the point whenever the liquid is, okay, impacting, okay, the with the blunt, then V2 is becoming 0. In the other words, the kinetic energy has been converted into the potential energy, my dear students. Okay, there I told you that whenever it is impacting, then automatically the kinetic energy is converting into the potential energy. This resulted is reflected in the value of the P2, because of P2. So we are at the point of impact. When it is impacting over here, then automatically what is happening, kinetic energy is converting into potential energy. It is converting into the potential energy, and automatically the value of the V2 is becoming what, this is becoming 0. Now this equation will be changed like this, my dear students. Okay, as I told you that whenever the fluid is approaches the object, okay, whenever the fluid is approaching this particular object, the velocity, what are the consequences takes place, means the velocity, okay, the velocity will decrease until it reaches to 0, means slow by slow it is, whenever it is going to be impact, then automatically the velocity is becoming 0, my dear students, which I had shown over here, my dear students. Okay, at the point when it is going to be impact, okay, then automatically what happens, there will be a pressure that is increasing at a downstream side. Okay, here what happens, there is a pressure that is increasing at the downstream side. Okay, that's what I have explained, the resulting in the increase in the pressure on the downstream side, my dear students. Okay, now here from that particular equation, what is V1, velocity of the fluid on the upstream, and V2 is the velocity of the fluid on the downstream. Rho 1 is the density of the fluid on the upstream, and rho 2 is the density of the fluid on the downstream, my dear students. Okay, and here as I told you that the new pressure equation, because whenever see this flow is impacting to this particular blunt, then automatically what happens, V2 is becoming 0, and the energy is converting, means the kinetic energy is converting into the potential energy, and the density for the impressible fluids both are having the same rho. Then the equation, the above equation, the previous equation is modified into this particular manner, and this is pretty important, my dear students. That is P1 by rho plus V1 square by 2G equal to P2 by rho, my dear students. Okay, from this I would like to calculate the that is what is the velocity. Okay, that particular velocity I'm going to tell you itself is, and this particular velocity is equal to 2G into P2 minus P1 by rho, my dear students. Okay, and P2 is what, this is called impact pressure or stagnation pressure, and P1 is called static pressure. Okay, so here the pressure difference, and I told you that this G, where this G and rho is going to be constant, so here then automatically what happens, that remaining parameter is the differential pressure, that is delta P, that is delta P is these proportional to which one, velocity, my dear. Our velocity is directly proportional to the, so velocity of the fluid is directly proportional to the pressure, my dear students. Okay, similarly I'm explaining this time with respect to the flow of the liquid, I'm eliminating this that is a blunt with respect to the tube. Okay, this is a pitot tube. Whenever the liquid here impact takes place, here outside is what type of pressure, static pressure, inside is stagnation pressure or the impact pressure. Okay, so here the pitot tube. Okay, so here also I'm going to explain the same contact. Okay, now I'm replacing a blunt. Here I'm replacing, whenever the blunt is replaced with a tube having a small opening facing the direction of the fluid flow, then what happens, connected to the differential pressure gauge, as shown in the following. Okay, so I'm connecting to the differential pressure gauge to find out the velocity, get the proportionality with respect to the, that is delta P. So what happens, here automatically, here see here there is no, okay, flow through the tube, and since flow is brought to rest. Okay, and the new pressure developed and is sensed again at that pressure is called impact pressure, my dear students. And these impact pressure, okay, and we are going to get the static pressure is there, which is taken as P1, and impact pressure is taken as a, that is P2, and we are getting the differential, that is pressure, and we can calculate the, okay, velocity. Okay, so and that particular formula is given by this particular expression. Okay, and this particular expression, okay, and that particular expression which I am going to tell you is this is the expression, very very important. Based upon this particular expression, we are going to solve the problems, my dear students. Okay, so with that, we had completed about this particular pitot tube. Now I am going for the advantages and disadvantages. See, when it comes into this pitot tube is very simple and the cost is very less, and it does not produce any losses of pressure in the pressure especially, and it can be inserted through a small hole into the pipe. Okay, always we can insert with a small hole into the pipe. We cannot make a big hole, then automatically what happens, the pipe will get damaged and the more loss are going to be occurred. Okay, and it is very useful for checking the mean velocities of the flows in venturi, nozzle, and orifice plate. Yes, you can find out the mean velocities. How to find out the mean velocities, that I'm going to tell you with respect to the problem later. Okay, now here what are the disadvantages itself is that it is not possible, means it is not at all suitable for measuring the flow velocities below, okay, 5 milliseconds, and it is sensitive to the misalignment of the probe with respect to the free stream velocity. Okay, and it is not suitable for the measurement of the high fluctuating velocities, high turbulent flows, means whenever the liquid is flowing and that liquid is in a unmannered, or the liquid will be in a disalignment, so then will be more fluctuating takes place, that is the drawback, and it is not possible for measuring the low velocities, and this device is very sensitive. Okay, because we are going to use this particular device across the flow of the liquid. That's the reason these are the disadvantages of this particular probe. Okay, now we are going for the, where we are going to use, means we are going to use, okay, in airflow, as I told you, that in pipes, ducts and stacks. It is also used to measure the, okay, to measure the velocity of the liquid in pipes and open channels, my dear students. So with that, we are completed about the pitot tube, and we are going for the now the numerical section. Okay, basic numericals. We are going to solve the two numericals based upon the till now equations we are getting. Okay, here determine the flow velocity of the water of density 1000 kg per meter cube at the head of the pitot tube. If it produces a pressure differential of 10 kPa between its outlets, if the same pressure differential is obtained in air in an altitude whose density is of air is this one, 0.650 kg per meter cube. This is meter cube, sorry, and determine the velocity of airflow. Okay, first we need to find out in the two cases, one is in terms of water, one is in terms of air. Okay, as I told you that the formula in terms of the velocity is equal to 2 into differential pressure. He was given this the 10 kPa, here he has given that particular value. Okay, divided by, this is water, that is delta P by rho, density of what, this is the density of the water, then you are getting 4.47. And from the same, okay, equation I am going to find in terms of air. Now I am replacing with the air. In the air, this is again the same differential, this is the density of the air, you are getting the 175.41 meters per second, my dear students. Means here I am flowing the, I am calculating the velocity in terms of water, and the also the velocity in terms of the air, my dear students. Okay, now I am going for the last problem over here. Okay, very very important problem. Calculate the stagnation pressure if an aircraft is traveling at a speed of 800 kilometers per hour relative to the air. The ambient conditions of atmosphere is this one, 92.5 kilonewton per meter square, and a temperature of -5 degrees, and the gas constant he has given. Okay, see, he has given that the temperature is -5. So first convert into, that is 273 minus 5, you are getting 268, and he has given the gas constant also. Okay, the value of the gas constant he has given, but what we have to find out first, density, which is not given. So the density is equal to P by RT. The formula for the density is, this is pressure already he has given. Okay, where the pressure, here the pressure is there, and this is the gas constant he has given 287, and he has given the temperature, then you are getting the density, this one. Okay, then what is the formula for the mean velocity? 2 by rho into this. Okay, This pressure is called impact pressure or stagnation pressure, and this is called static pressure. Now substitute, he has given this is in kilometer per hour. Now convert in meters per second. So you're getting 800 into 1000 divided by, that is 3600, which is equal to 2 by 1.2 into P minus P0. P minus P0 equal to 29.6 kilonewton per meter square. So you have to bring back the stagnation pressure outside. So when you are bringing back the stagnation pressure outside, then I'm getting this particular equation. Okay, already he has given that particular value, that is 92.5 atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure is nothing but the which pressure, that is called the static pressure. You are getting this particular answer, my dear students. So with that, we are completed about the concept of the, okay, pitot tube. Okay, in the next session we are going for the very important method, and that particular method is okay, is rotometers. Okay, thank you very much.